guys are more engaged, they're more efficient, there's less call outs. We're seeing a shift in culture, and it's all positive, and I see the progress and things changing, and I enjoy it again.
Just briefly introduce yourself and explain your business. So what type of work you do, what trade, and the size of your team and where you're based.
Okay, so Curtis Hancock, I own a plumbing company. We're about 70% construction, new construction, large custom homes, about 20% service, and about 10% is condominium work, domestic water pumps, cooling tower repair, things like that. I have 12 employees. We have 3 office personnel, plus myself, and then 9 field techs. I've been in business for 22 years now in South Florida, Southwest Florida, actually.
So, Curtis, what was life like before you joined the $1 Million Tradie program, and what were you looking to achieve or improve with your business?
You know, I joined almost a year ago, and I was burned out. You know, a lot of hard work, spinning my wheels. I hated checking my account. I'd stay up late at night and postpone sleeping because I knew I'd have to get up the next morning and go to work. So I tried to extend the day as long as I could. I lost my drive for the business, my love for the business. Just really frustrated at how other people could make it work, but somehow I knew I was smart, but I couldn't do it. So it was getting really tough, really tough.
Yeah, super frustrating. So, love to talk about the changes you've made. So, what have been the biggest changes that you've made working through this process of improving your business?
So I think the biggest change for me was, you know, looking at the numbers, staying on the numbers, making sure that we were collecting. You know, I implemented back in December of 1 day a week meeting with myself and the office staff on let's sit down and see what stage the jobs are in. Let's make sure everything's billed in a timely manner. Let's make sure we're making those calls to collect on the ones that aren't. That was the first big change. You know, getting the money right, and it's been huge. You can tell if you look at the dashboard. If everyone had a picture of my dashboard, you can see the ups and downs. Whenever I first started, it's a little more linear now. It still has its ups and downs, but there's a certain level that we stay at, and its cash flow's much better. I think the second biggest change is time management, and that was a huge one for me because I was so willing to please some people. They'd call me up, I'd quit what I was doing, run right out, meet with them on site. It's not as important as making sure you're doing stuff to collect the money.
Okay, so what have been the results of the changes that you've made for you, for your business, and importantly for your family?
You know, the time management thing has been huge. I've been able to focus a little bit more, dial into what I want things to be. I've brought in my son. One of my sons started working with me 3 years ago. I brought another one in back in July, and you know, doing what we're doing now with the Profitable Tradie, we're moving towards a goal, and it's renewed my willingness to jump back in. I'm a little more excited now, and now I have my sons to pass this on to, so that's exciting. We're more efficient around the office now. The culture has changed. We implemented the 9-day fortnight, and the guys love it. The guys are more engaged, they're more efficient, there's less call outs. We're seeing a shift in culture, and it's all positive, and I see the progress and things changing, and I enjoy it again.
Love to talk about the culture a little bit. So what do you think are the key things that have enabled you to actually develop the culture, apart from the 9-day fortnight?
So we started doing little things within the office. I'll give the guys half a day off. We'll, order in some barbecue and enjoy each other, be around each other, and spend time talking to each other, not as coworkers, but as just friends hanging out. And that's helped a lot. And then I also have mixed some of the crews up. I've got 2-man crews, and so we started in March. We called Mix It Up March, where we put different helpers with different guys, and they're learning different things from other guys that do something maybe a different way, or know things that another guy doesn't quite know. And it's all been really positive stuff.
Awesome. I'd love to talk a little bit about the numbers. You've talked about how you've made some great progress there. What have you done apart from that meeting? What have you done in terms of looking at your margins and your pricing and that side of things to generate more consistency?
Yeah, so I built a spreadsheet about 15 years ago to bid jobs, and I had let it sit for a while, not really taking much of a look at it. And then, when I got the gross profit calculator, I was like, oh, I better check some of this stuff. And I found out, oh, we're probably doing stuff a little too low. So we started bidding stuff a little bit higher, back costing, making sure we're making money on jobs, what jobs were more profitable. And we did. I mean, we were leaving a lot of money on the table. Take, for example, today I had the guys, I sent 3 guys out to do a job. Maybe a year and a half ago, I would have priced this job somewhere around 7 or 8 grand. My youngest son, who's 21, he's my estimator now. He uses my new template. He uses the gross profit calculator, and he back cost stuff. He's like, Dad, we're sending this one out at 12.9. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So we send it out at 12.9. It gets accepted. We go do it today. The guys finished it in 7 hours. We've got probably $2,100 in material on that job. So our profit margin, I think right now our gross profit margin is somewhere around 54%. So we've actually been trying to do our jobs at around 60 to 65%, because we do have a lot of overhead. We run really high in operating expense. So we can't operate at 35% gross profit. We have to target about 65 because of our operating expense being so high. So that's been huge for cash flow for the bank account. Being able to afford programs like we have a profit share or 401k, we match up to 4%. I pay 100% insurance for all the guys, up to 3 weeks paid vacation. I do give them their birthday off paid if it falls in the middle of the week. I furnish all of their boots, their uniforms, everything. We couldn't have done that a year and a half ago. There's no way. And we're doing it now, and we still have money in the bank. I thank you for the video you put out that asked, hey, are you ever crying in your truck and you don't know what to do and everybody else is doing it behind you?
Sorry, brother.
You sold that one, man.
Yeah. I got a lot to answer for, let me tell you. So what are the mindset shifts that you've had to make?
My business it's not a place I show up and just do stuff and be a plumber. It's a tool. It's a vehicle to take me to where I want to go. And I constantly have to, if it was my lawnmower, I couldn't ride around with dull blades and no gas and not greasing it, so I've got to grease it every day. I've got to sharpen the blades every day. and use that tool to take me to where I want to go, you know, to retire, to have my sons put me out to pasture and say, Dad, we've got it, you know. So that was probably the biggest mindset. It was just, you know, I just trudge in every day going, oh my God, I've got to go to this place again and deal with all these knuckleheads. And, you know, and now it's like, yeah, there are bumps here and there, but this is getting me to where I need to go. And if I do it the right way, it's going to be a lot easier than, you know, suffering through it for the next 10, 15 years.
Hey there. How did you implement the 9-day fortnight?
So Amelia, it was pretty easy. I said, hey guys, we're gonna try this. And if it doesn't work, we're gonna go right back to doing what we're doing. But here are the benefits. You're gonna get a 3-day week 3-day weekend every other week. You're gonna have to work an extra hour a day. So we start at 7:30, we end at 5 every day. But are you willing to try it? And I think I only had one person dissent, and that was my older son. And I was like, you don't count. We're going to go ahead and do it. So it was pretty easy, and he does like the 3-day weekends every other week now. So it's not everyone loves it, and I'll tell you, he's like, you know, I can't wait to get this Friday off. I could cook my son's breakfast and I can take them to school and I can be a dad, you know. And I was like, you know, it's worth it for that. That's why we work hard, so we can spend time with our families. And if we can give one more day every 2 weeks for that, then we're doing the right thing. Yeah, well, you know, when you start drilling down into your numbers and you see you have, and I always have known I had really high overhead, but I didn't know how high. You've got to do something, and it's either cut a bunch of stuff out or make more money, right? So my first thought was, well, I'm not cutting anything back. I can't move out of the building I'm in. I can't put less vehicles on the road. I can't fire people and get more work done. So I've got to change my gross profit margin, and we're going to try it. And if people don't like it, then there'll be other people to fill their places. So we've bid about $3.4 million in the last 6 months, and we've signed 1.2. So you know, people aren't saying no.
That's an amazing effort, man. Like, hats off to you. I know you said in the notes that you've been slow and steady, but actually I think slow and steady often wins the race, and you're building a really great foundation as well. So I think that's just amazing. So I think we need to show Curtis some love. 3, 2, 1. Appreciate you, brother, and
Yep.
yeah, look forward to catching up when we're over next year.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.